welcome to today's maths class, and today we'll do operation in the decimal fractions. Our learning objectives are addition and subtraction of decimal fractions, multiplication of decimal fractions, properties of multiplication of decimal fraction, and division of decimal fractions. So first is addition and subtraction of decimal fractions. To add or subtract decimal fractions, we first write them in column in such a way that the decimal point are in the same column. After addition and subtraction, put the decimal point directly under the column of the decimal point. So we'll take an example. The rainfall in the city first 3 days in the month is 3.75 centimeter, 4.8 centimeter and 5.694 centimeter. How much did it rain in all the 3 days? The given decimal fractions are unlike, so we first convert them into like decimal fractions. So 3.750 हो जाएगा 4.800 5.694. So decimal के नीचे decimal आना चाहिए. Start right hand side. 0 plus 0 plus 4, 5 plus 9, that is 14, 4, 1 carry over, 6 plus 8 plus 7 and 1, that is 22, 2, 2 carry over, 5 plus 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 4, 1 carry over, that is 1, so 14.244 centimeter. That is our answer. Next is exercise 9.1. Solve these. 4.5 plus 2.8, 8 and 5, 13, 3, 1 carry over, decimal, 4, 2, 6 and 1, 7. So answer is 7.3. Practice all the questions of this exercise. Next is multiplication of decimal fractions. Multiplication of decimal fractions by a whole number. First we perform this multiplication as multiplying two whole number. Then we put the decimal point in the product so that the number of decimal places equal to the number of decimal places in the multiplicand. For example, multiply 4.287 by 36. So first we multiply 4.287 by 36. 36 से multiply करेंगे. Number of decimal places in 4.287 is 3. So first simply जैसे multiply करते हैं. So this will be the product. जो भी product आएगा after decimal के पास 3 digit है. So right hand side से start करेंगे. After 3 digit we put the decimal. So 154.332. That will be our product. Clear? Next is multiplication of decimal fractions by 10, 100 or 1000. We simply move the decimal point in the multiplicand by 1, 2 and 3 places. To the right, 46.159 multiplied by 10. So decimal point क्या होगा? 1 place right में shift हो जाएगा. So product would be 461.59. 100 है 2 places right, 1000 3 places right. If the number of decimal places in the multiplicand is less than the number of zeros in the multiplier, we put zeros in the product to supplement. 46.5 into 100. So 46.5 into 100 means 100 है. So decimal point will shift 2 places. But यहाँ पे क्या है? Decimal के only 1 digit है. So we'll add 1 zero. So 4650 will be answer. Clear? Next is exercise 9.2. Multiply 0.9 by 5. So simply 9 into 5, that is 45. And 1 digit, decimal के 1 digit है, start from the right hand side. After 1 digit, so answer is 4.5. Practice all the questions of this exercise. Next is multiplication of decimal fraction by a decimal fraction. We multiply the two decimal fractions as the multiplication of whole number. We put the decimal point in the product after as many places from the right as there is total decimal places in both the decimal fractions together. If the number of digits in the product are less, our total number of decimal places in both the decimal fractions together, we make up to the zeros on the left. एग्जाम्पल समझते हैं. मल्टीप्लाई 6.754 by 3.8. Both are decimal numbers. So first we'll multiply 6754 by 38. Total number of decimal places कितने हो जाएंगे? Both the decimal 3 plus 1, because here 3 and 1. Total 4. So we'll put the decimal point in the product after 4 places from the right. Like here. This is the product 1, 2, 3, 4. So answer is 25.6652. Clear? Common mistake. 7.08 into 15. That is not equals to 42.480. Because 2 digit के बाद decimal है, so 3 के बाद नहीं आएगा, after 2 आएगा. So that is the correct way. Clear? Next is properties of multiplication of decimal fractions. All the properties of multiplication of common fractions also hold good for the decimal fractions. Property 1. Decimal fraction multiplied by any order gives the same product. Means we can multiply them in any order. The product will be same. Clear? The product of the decimal fraction by 1 is the decimal itself. 0.28 multiplied by 1, that is equals to 0.28. The product of the decimal fraction is 0. So किसी भी decimal fraction को हम 0 से multiply करेंगे, the product will be 0. Next is exercise 9.3. Multiply 0.2 multiplied by 0.3. So simply 3 into 2, that is 6. 1 and 2. 2. So here only one digit, so we'll put 0. So answer will be 0.06. Clear? Next, division of decimal fractions. Division of a decimal fractions by whole number. We divide like whole number and then put the decimal point in the quotient just before using the first digit of the decimal part of the dividend. For example, divide 364.2 by 25. So 364.2 है, 25 से divide किया, one time subtract किया, we'll get 11. Next number note down किया 114. 25 4s are 100. Subtract किया, we will get 14. Now we have to use the digit after decimal. So हम यहाँ पे decimal लगा देंगे and next digit will note down, that is 142. Then 5 times 25 subtract किया 17. Now we can add 0 as much 0 as was required. So 170, 6 times हो गया 150, subtract किया 20, add 1 0, 8 times. So the quotient will be 14.568. Clear? So this is how we'll divide. Next is division of decimal fractions by 10, 100, 1000, etc. We get the quotient by moving the decimal point in the dividend as many places to the left as there are zeros in the divisor. For example, 243.7 divided by 10, 1 0 है, so decimal जो होगा that will shift one place to the left. So 24.37. 2 0 है, 2 place left में shift हो जाएगा. 3 है, 3 places left. If there are no or less number of digits to the left of the decimal point, we make up with the zeros. Thus 3.1 divided by 100. So that is equals to 0.034 because 2 0 है. So after 2 digit, 2 place left में shift होगा. So let 0 here. Next is exercise 9.4. Divide and find the quotient. 4.2 divided by 3. So 4.2 divided by 3. 3 ones are 3. Subtract करेंगे, get 1. Now there's decimal, so put decimal here and note down the next digit. 3 4s are 12. So quotient is 1.4. Clear? Next is division of a decimal fractions by a decimal fraction. So for that, first we convert the divisor to the whole number. If the divisor has one place of the decimal, we multiply the divisor and dividend by 10. So their value will not change. 9.785 divided by 0.5. So 1 place decimal है, because decimal का 1 digit है. So what we'll do? We'll multiply both numerator and denominator by 10. So the divisor will become a non-decimal number. Then we'll divide. Clear? So now we can divide 97.85 by 5. If the divisor have 3 places of decimal, we multiply the divisor and dividend each by 100. If the divisor have 3 places of the decimal, we multiply the divisor or dividend each by 1000. 2 places होगा तो 100, 3 places होगा तो 1000 से multiply करेंगे. Clear? Next is, we'll take an example. Divide 15.625 by 0.025. Divisor, that is 0.025, have 3 places of decimal. Hence we multiply dividend divisor both by 1000. 1000 से करेंगे तो ये हो जाएगा 15,625 divided by 25. And simply जैसे हम divide करते हैं, divide करेंगे, so quotient हो जाएगा 625. Next is division of a whole number by a decimal fraction. Divide 15,375 by 12.3. So here the divisor is a decimal number. So what we'll do? 1 decimal क्या 1 digit है, so we'll multiply both the dividend and divisor by 10 to remove the decimal, and then we'll divide. So फिर simply जैसे division करते हैं, that we will divide. So quotient here is 1250. Clear? Next is division of a whole number by a whole number, or conversion of common fractions into decimal fractions. After we have divided up to ones of the dividend, we put the decimal point and zeros in the dividend. Now we divide and put as many zeros as required. We'll take an example. Divide 25 by 32 or convert 25 upon 32 a decimal fraction. So 25 is less than 32. So we'll put decimal in the quotient and then start dividing. So after decimal we'll put 1 0 here, then divide 32 7s are 224, subtract करेंगे 26, then we can add as many zeros as we want. 260, so 8 टाइम हो जाएगा. इस तरीके से डिवाइड करेंगे. आंसर विल बी 0.78215. क्लियर? नेक्स्ट इज फैक्ट फाइल. The whole number is also a decimal fractions with any number of zeros after the decimal point. For example, 35 equals to 35.0, same as 35.00, 35.000. कितने भी zero add कर ले, the value will be same. After decimal, we can add as many zeros. Next is exercise 9.5. Divide 16.9 by 1.3. 16.9 divide by 1.3. Both are decimal number, so multiply both numerator and denominator by 10. So you जाएगा 169 divide by 13. So answer will be 13. Clear? So practice all the questions of this exercise. Next is let's recall. Multiple choice questions. Take the correct option. Addition of 3.442 and 16.312 is 3.442 and 16.312. We'll add them. 4 19.754. So B is correct option here. Clear? So you have to practice all the questions of this exercise. Here we end the chapter. I hope you understand it well. Now to practice it.